In Australia today, people who experience challenges like living with a disability, becoming unemployed or simply getting older can find support from government agencies and service providers, including genU. But it hasn't always been this way. It's taken the vision, dedication and hard work of ordinary people to create change and build an increasingly inclusive community.
I am truly amazed and in awe of the good fight that people and parents had lots and lots of years ago when Australia wasn't as progressive as it is now. And it's only because of that good fight that we're able to offer and support people the way we do today.
The 1950s was an ideal time for many Australians, but society showed little understanding or acceptance of people with disability. Parents of children with intellectual disabilities were advised to institutionalise their children.
40 years ago, when Kenneth Redpath was born, the doctor's advice was blunt. Put him away in an institution and get on with your life. And for Mavis Kirkham, the advice was the same.
No way, this was our son, and we loved him, and we were not going to part with him. I just became obsessed, is the word, that he should reach his potential.
Determined to make a difference, in 1952, a group of Geelong parents banded together to create a play centre for their children with disabilities, which opened the following year. This organisation became known as Karingal, an Aboriginal word meaning happy home.
There was nothing here for their disabled children. They got together and just formed a group to meet and support their children and support each other. And it just grew from that.
As the Karingal children grew up, the organisation grew too. By the 1970s, Karingal was much more than the original play centre.
Well, they had a workshop, they had the plant farm, the respite care, which was extremely difficult to get anywhere else.
The littlies in the preschool from 1953 had grown up and different other ones, and they then needed to go to school, and then they needed some employment, and then they needed some residentials, and it was all about growing.
With limited government funding available, it was up to the parents of Karingal to raise the funds that would enable the organisation to grow.
We were always trying to find money, because in the early days, of course, we were only just, the committee and general help.
The main money raiser over the years was the fete, but over the years we've had different mothers do different things. We had one mum who used to collect stamps, bottle tops and egg cartons. I can remember reading one of the fetes, we raised £1.15, and we thought that was marvellous. But in the finish, we were raising between $7,000 and $8,000 at each fete.
I don't think a lot of people realise all the fundraising that went in to start things. But that happens everywhere with schools and everything else. Older people work their guts out, really.
Karingal supported the children, but it also supported the parents.
When you have a disabled child, you lose a lot of contact with your so-called normal friends, and the Karingal parents become your friends because we're all in the same boat.
But I met lovely friends there, and they're really my best friends, because we've all got a common denomination, let's say.
Well, it just is family. You meet and greet, talk about things, get frustrated, but someone would know exactly what you're feeling.
There were working bees that involved the board. We would paint something or weed something, so that was a family sort of feel, not one that's all cosy and cuddly family, a vibrant sort of family. That was a real strength of the organisation. There was a meeting over a weekend, 2 days, of families and the board and staff, and one of the little mottos that came out of that was, opportunity leads to development.
In the 1990s, Karingal's employment services began to grow with the establishment of support works. Initially provided to people with intellectual disabilities, these services later expanded to include people experiencing disadvantage as well as disability through matchworks.
Because we had that experience of looking for employment for disabled people, when Job Network started, we had a foot in the door because we had the experience. You know, that brought in a lot of money once we got the job seeker contract.
From 2010 onwards, Karingal continued to grow and merged with other organisations with their own rich history of building inclusive communities and helping people reach their potential, including St Laurence. St Laurence Community Services has a history dating back to 1930, when Father Gerard Kennedy Tucker founded the Brotherhood of St Laurence. Tucker campaigned for social justice and reform. As demand for aged care grew, the Brotherhood opened St Laurence Park Retirement Village in Lara, Victoria. 75-year-old Father Tucker became its first resident. In 2016, St Laurence Community Services, including St Laurence Park, residential aged care, allied health and disability services, merged with Karingal. 5 years before the Geelong parents formed Karingal in 1947, a small group of parents of children with disabilities came together to support each other in the northern suburbs of Melbourne. They formed the Northcote Preston Helping Hand Association, later known as Northern Support Services, or NSS.
This is the junior group, where the first formal training is given. The whole of the training given in the centre is in accordance with an especially planned program designed to develop to the fullest extent the child's innate abilities.
In 2017, Karingal St Laurence became genU. 2 years later, Northern Support Services also joined genU. Today, society has changed.
People smile at Lim now and talk to her, whereas they would never have done that once. They would just look the other way. There's something wrong with her, you know, that sort of attitude. But, oh yes, people are much nicer.
genU now provides many varied services and supports across Australia, from disability, aged care and accommodation services, to training, employment and recruitment services. And genU is also providing childcare.
I think the decisions made at genU and Karingal and all the other organisations that have come along the way have been completely wise and very progressive to get us to the point where we've got to now. And we can offer a variety and a wide range of individualised services and supports for people because we've managed through that change.
This is my room. This is my bike. Got my name on it. Doug's bike. A little bit of hamburger.
Although many things have changed, some things remain the same.
For me, it is the genuineness and that connection with people. And I truly, I'm not just saying this, I truly believe there is a genuine heart in genU.
The fact that we can still ring up the CEO makes a big difference. You just feel part of it.
This is truly an amazing legacy, but it's also core to our future. That passion and commitment and drive to make a difference and to keep going is absolutely fundamental to who we are at genU.
It's a really deep feeling to know that you fought the good fight, that those founding parents had to work a lot harder. Their advocacy, the systemic advocacy they did back then and have done for so many decades has made the organisation what it is today.
Happy birthday to genU. They are legends today. They've been around for that long. They need a holiday. All the genU.